And hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again bringing you another movie review. This time it's for a sequel that came out I think in 2014, directed by Matthew Vaughn. It is the sequel to The Kingsman, The Secret Service, untitled, known as The Kingsman, The Secret Service. Golden Circle. Sorry, wrong title. So, let's talk about this movie. This movie stars Joel Edgerton, I believe that's his name. I'm probably butchering his name. I apologize. Colin Firth, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, Halle Berry, Julianne Moore. A lot of people, basically, put it that way. So let's start with the good stuff about this movie. Great action scenes, obviously. Basically the Kingsmen are, if you don't know what the Kingsmen are, they're a bunch of Secret Service from England that basically do espionage kind of stuff, and something happens where their team and their organization gets attacked by Julianne Moore's character. It's not much of a spoiler, it's in the trailers. And so they have to go to the American cousins, the Kingsmen. Now the Kingsmen are basically the same as what the Kingsman does, but basically polar opposites. They're more hardcore, they're more going, guns blazing, all that stuff. And you know, they like to have weird code names, and literally they have code names based off of beer, whiskey, and all that cool stuff. It made me laugh in certain moments. So we have Julianne Moore's character, who's basically this psychotic woman who basically just wants to make weed, tobacco, all that, you know, cocaine, all that stuff legalized. So she basically comes up with this virus that can attack people after smoking this stuff, and they get infected with this blue stuff all over their faces, and basically holds the world hostage until the president and everybody makes the cocaine, weed, and all that stuff legalized, and then she'll drop a cure for them. It's a very weird concept, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, we all saw in the first one that Colin Firth, spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, he died in that first one after getting killed by Samuel Jackson's character. And we weren't sure if he was going to come back after, and then we saw the trailer. I was like, wait, he's back? Is he a clone? Is he a statesman who kind of looks like him, but not really him? Is he a robot? Whatever. Twin brother. And then we find out it's really him, that something happened. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but we find out he survived his little accident, if you will, and and then he decides to join the team up again and help them out to save the world. Okay, so let's talk about the stuff I didn't like about this movie. There was one scene in this movie I felt like, what's up with the CG? Like, the CG in this, like, the fight choreograph was cool and all, but it felt too CG. It felt like they just put in this computer, oh yeah, here's his body of Ty Edgerton, I believe that's his name. I'm butchering his name, I know I am, I apologize. So they put him on the computer screen, they put the bad guy there, and then they just made it look like it's in the computer. It felt real, but then when you really look at it, like, yeah, that's kind of bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, the choreographic part was cool, but the whole CG looking thing it just felt weird to me. And then you have Julianne Moore, great actress. I love her in basically anything she does. She's funny. Julianne Moore, she's great. She does everything. She can do basically anything. I just felt her character was too 50s, because here's a little backstory about her. It's not much of a spoiler here either. She lives in this, like, she thinks she's like in the 50s, where she just loves that nostalgia. So she surrounds herself like with old style burger joints and old school movie theaters and all that stuff. That's what she basically like lives her style like that, Back in the first one, you look at Samuel Jackson's character, that guy was more like hipster 80 kind of guy. So, she's like in the 50 kind of style. But I feel like her character was more acting kind of 50s and not acting like she's in the present time. So in certain moments I didn't like her character because she kind of felt whiny in a way, the way she talked, the way she moved, and then her whole plan about making weed and cocaine legal. It was just such a weird concept. I mean, there was no money in the line. It was just, it felt like basically the same thing what happened in the first movie, but without the cell phones and making people go crazy to destroy each other. It just felt weird. Then you had like a weird president in this movie that made no sense to me at all. It felt weird. The whole taking over the world thing made no sense to me. Like, why would she even want to do this? What was the point of this? You could have just done a picket fence somewhere, signed some petitions to make that stuff legal, I guess. But the way she did it was, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. But going back to the good stuff that I liked, Colin Firth, obviously, he was amazing. Oh, I do have a couple other negatives in this movie. One more actually. I'll go back to that in a minute. Colin Firth was good. Ty Edgerton was great, obviously. I think Mark Strong, he was in this movie. I'm probably, it is him. Yeah, I think it was him. He plays Merlin. He's like their technical leader. He was good as always. What else? Halle Berry's in this movie too. She doesn't have a big role, but when you get to see her character, you know what she does in for The Statesman. You're like, oh, okay, she was fine. You know, they probably could set up something for her in the third one if there is a third one. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I felt. Oh yeah, Channing Tatum is in this movie too. And there's also another actor in this movie. I forgot his name, and I apologize. But if you've seen the trailers, he's the guy with, he's like a cowboy. He's got the whip. He was my favorite part of the whole movie. He was amazing. Channing Tatum was cool too. I just wished he was in the movie more, because boy, when he came on the screen, he was cool. He had the accent down. He talked like a redneck American dude. He was cool, but he was only in it for like a couple of scenes because something happens to him. I don't want to spoil it what happens, but I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, maybe in the next movie, maybe something with him. I don't know, but other than that, he always does cool characters, but yet Channing Tatum always gets like the short end of the straw. Like, am I gonna have a big part? No. Oh, okay. No, I'll do my best. Obviously, he looked like he was having fun. So, he didn't like, overshadow himself. Like, oh, I don't want to be in this movie by phoning in his lines. No, he was acting in this movie. He did a really good job. I just wish he had more to do in the movie. Other than that, this movie was okay. I mean, it was a step down, obviously, from what the first one was, because the first one had everything. Had humor, had great characters, great action scenes. This one made me laugh a little bit, but not as much as the first one. I could watch the first one anytime and it made me laugh all the time. But this one, it was just okay. I still enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it a pretty cool rating here. I'm going to give it a 75% out of 100. I thought it was good for, good parts it had, but then the rest of the movie was just like, whatever, I guess. I mean, I was so looking forward to seeing this movie because I thought that first one was so great. If you want to go back and watch that review, you can. I think I have it up somewhere. It's in my YouTube page. I think I give it a really high score too. I thought that movie was amazing too. It still holds up, and you should go check that movie out. But if you want to go check this one out, go check it out. It's a good, fun popcorn movie. You're gonna have fun with it if you never saw the first one. But if you want to see the first one, go see the first one, then see this one. I'll be like, okay, that's why such and such character's back and blah 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 blah. But other than that, yeah, it was okay. So yeah, I don't. If you are a fan of the first one, you're gonna be a little disappointed by this one. But if you end up liking it more than I did, that's cool too, because it has its moments. But yeah, other than that, whatever. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie. If you guys seen The Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and what did you guys thought about it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was a complete step down? Did you think Matthew Vaughn just dropped the ball and like, whatever, I don't care anymore? Because there was a moment that he didn't even want to direct this movie. He was about not to direct this movie. So I don't know what happened with him in this movie. Maybe he just got bored. So hopefully, there's rumors right now he might direct Man of Steel 2. And if that's the case, I don't mind him directing it. I just hope he, wakes up and put some cold water on his face and direct the hell out of Man of Steel 2 if it happens. I'm not saying it will, but you never know. So let's hope he does a good job if he doesn't. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much and have a good day.